Tonight, you and I are going to share something exciting. And anytime when you're looking at research or research outcomes, you hear the word reverse. Reverse is a very strong word. In this case, when applied to aging, you could basically possibly correlate with repair of age-related damage or age-related decline. Regardless, reverse has a lot of impact. And tonight we have the result of what's called simultaneous discovery. A lot of historians, especially reference to science, recognize you could have two totally independent researchers in different parts of the world that do not know each other, yet come to a similar outcome at about the exact same time. So we're going to be covering two studies tonight. So here we are right here. And also too, we are going to be looking at Urolithin A. Now Urolithin A, we did cover about 4 years ago and about a year ago as well. And now it is basically being elucidated or shown in a whole new light. And wow, is it amazing. Now keep in mind, Urolithin A is a result of the transformation of ellagic or ellagitannins in the body. But however though, not everybody, ironically, can produce Urolithin A in adequate levels. Some people don't produce it at all. But yet now, today, there is supplementation with Urolithin A. So, with that in mind, let us begin. And really, this is quite exciting. When you look at the profound impact and the strength of the language used in regard to these particular discoveries. So let us begin. New study in Nature Aging, reversing aging in the blood stem cells and the immune system. The role of hematopoietic, basically stem cells and immune function. Sounds complicated, but let's begin to clarify. The aging process is often accompanied by a decline in the proper functioning of the hematopoietic, I don't want to say poetic, but it's poietic, and the immune system, making older adults more susceptible to infections, blood disorders, and tumor development. Hematopoietic stem cells, HSCs. These cells are responsible for generating various types of blood cells, playing a critical role in maintaining a healthy immune system. As we age, these HSCs basically experience a decline in their ability to regenerate blood and show a preference for a specific type of cell lineage, which contributes to immune system dysfunction. People are beginning to recognize in regard to slowing aging or healthy aging, it is not about creating immortal cells. It is about more apoptosis and recycling and clearing cellular debris. Unveiling the mitochondrial connection. However, researchers discovered a remarkable solution, that is their words, by introducing a natural compound called Urolithin A, which targets mitochondria, the energy powerhouse of cells. They were able to reverse the decline in hematopoietic stem cell function. Mitochondrial abnormalities were identified as a contributing factor to the aging of these stem cells. Urolithin A acted as a mitochondrial modulator effectively restoring the mitochondrial function within these hematopoietic stem cells, HSCs. Urolithins are not found in food. However, the precursors are urolithin A is a result of transformation of ellagic acids and ellagitannins by the gut microflora in humans. Ellagitannins are also found in pomegranate nuts and some berries. Now, before we proceed, we are going to look at the next study. In the next study, it's going to have a lot of nice randomized controlled, many placebo-controlled studies. And you're going to see the food sources of these ellagic acids or ellagitannins. So it'll give you some perspective of what to look for as a food source to help transform these ellagic acids into urolithin A, if you so choose to proceed. Implications for the future. In essence, this groundbreaking research indicates that by encouraging the recycling of mitochondria using urolithin A, it is possible, this is their words, to reverse the aging process within the hematopoietic and immune systems. These findings hold immense promise for the development of interventions targeted at addressing age-related health conditions in older individuals and pave the way for an envisioning clinical trials. Again, this first one was an animal model, still quite spectacular. The next one actually covers human trials. And here we go. So this one, just to give you the precursor, the title is Urolithins, a prospective alternative against brain aging. So before we begin, let us look at some of the research that's covered. Now, it covers a lot of research in this particular full study, but I'm just going to go to the human trials. And the human trials are quite interesting. If you look at it, you see right here, they'll say the source for the ellagic acids, the subjects, so you get a good idea, the clinical trial procedures, a lot of them are really top-notch, that randomized controlled trial, the treatment and dosage and time, the effects, the fundings, if you read, actually meant findings, were not all perfect, and of course, references to the particular studies. Well written and laid out. The DOI citation, of course, will be on the YouTube channel for you to follow on your own, and I strongly encourage that. Again, I don't mind you trusting me, but trust but validate. It's real important. You shouldn't have someone else see the information for you. Always delve into it and validate. And here we go. To begin, Urolithin A, the prospective alternative against brain aging. Urolithins, in their column, UROs for short, are gut microbial derivative metabolites of ellagitannins and ellagic acid, as the prior research, again, simultaneous discovery or simultaneous invention, whose biotransformation varies considerably between individuals and decreases greatly with age. Recently, accumulating evidence has suggested that UROs may have specific advantages in preventing brain aging, including favorable blood-brain barrier permeability, selective brain distribution, and increasingly supporting data for preclinical and clinical studies, which I showed you, which those were done in people. According to clinical observations, this is important notes down where we basically extrapolate from the data, because this plays a role with the first study as well. According to clinical observations, approximately 10% of individuals aged 5 to 90 are non-uro producers. And only 40% of elderly people greater than the age of 65 can produce meaningful levels of UROs from dietary precursors, meaning by a certain age of greater than 60, most people cannot produce adequate amounts, henceforth the supplementation. Therefore, URO supplementation may be a good alternative for certain individuals to meet the required healthy urolithin level. Moreover, Urolithin A is considered generally recognized as safe for its use in food products by the FDA. Notably, UROs can also pass through the blood-brain barrier, real important, and distribute in a brain-targeted matter after absorption. And a last note as far as synergy of Urolithin A in regard to what else. Last recent studies in animals and cells indicate that the combination of UroA with other food functional factors such as docosahexaenoic acid, DHA, the fatty acid, not DHA, DHA, and epigallocatechin, gallate, EGCG, most people are familiar with from green tea, produce significantly synergistic effects against brain aging and Alzheimer's disease. The combined treatments may have referential value for Urolithin A to develop and related functional food and drugs. However, the synergistic efficacy mechanisms warrant further elaboration, henceforth investigation, which is a very, very noble and cautious way to make certain they can validate the data that they discovered as well in future studies to proceed. But that is amazing. So what's happened is here you have what I originally thought was one study in regard to reversing aging in regard to the hematopoietic stem cells, the HSCs, and immune function. And then I saw the other study and how to help with basically permeating the brain barrier and helping restore a lot of the effects of age-related decline, brain-wise. And yet there were two different studies that came out at the exact same time. It came out to, even though different mechanisms in the body, pretty much the same conclusion where you're seeing the word reverse. And that is very, very, very powerful. Also, too, in the second study, it elaborated or elucidated the fact that a lot of individuals cannot produce adequate levels of urolithin A. For who knows what reason? The microbiome is messed up, antibiotics over time, who knows? That's adding publisher bias, but still, it's speculative, but you don't know. But yet, still, the discovery of this product, especially in the human trials we saw in the second study, utilizing food aspects from ellagic acid, are just astounding. Again, you got all this great research comes out. What I've been doing this now for about 3 decades, 10 years on YouTube, or over a decade on YouTube, but 3 decades as a whole. And simultaneous discovery is something fairly common. And so you have to give credit where credit is due, that these researchers are looking for ways to basically improve the overall health and outcome for a huge swath of the population as they begin to proceed through life. So you got to give credit to the researchers, as you always do. I am very humbled you watch, and I really am humbled for those that actually give a thumbs up or like the channel. You know, it's still, someone's watching. You see what I mean? And it makes a difference to someone, so it makes a difference to me. But again, gratitude, thank you. I'm lowering the volume down a little bit as well, like you requested. But regardless of that, I look forward to see you all once again and sharing something new with you next week. This is all fun for me, and this is why I've been doing it for so long. Catch you in a bit. Bye.